With our business update, looking at presidential initiatives on marketable vocational skills and also reskilling and upskilling programs for the youth, as the population census has made it now a reality that all the government interventions that were done 10 years ago have yielded to a population growth, and that population growth most especially to a young population. So with a staggering 700,000 young Ugandan individuals entering Uganda's job market, this is on an annual basis based on the report of 2020 by the World Bank report. It has become imperative to enhance the quality of youth training and adoption to the evolving dynamics of employment. A few years back, you did have President Museveni launching the presidential initiative on skilling. The focus was on youth and women, and he has since boosted it by offering startup capital in hope that an option to solutions of unemployment, among others, would be on the table for the young people. Joining us in studio is Raymond Kamugisha, Director for the Presidential Initiative and the Industrial Hubs. Last we talked, there were about 12 hubs, and now I hope that there are more hubs. But he's here to give us a status update on that, especially in impact of the socio-economic development of the young people. Raymond, good morning to you.
Good morning, viewers of NTV. Thanks NTV for this opportunity again to communicate to Ugandans. Like you've talked about, last time we were here, we were talking about of industrial hubs. Now we are talking about 19. So the president is on the job, fulfilling his manifesto, which he promised to Ugandans to have jobs and wealth creation. So we have 19 industrial hubs so far, and they cut across the whole country. They cut, every corner of this country has an industrial hub. If you talk of Chigezi, there's one in Kabale. If you talk of West Nile, there's one in Zombo. If you talk about Karamoja, there's one in Napak. Talk of Acholi, there's the one in Unyama for Acholi. Talk about Lango, there's one in near Lira University. Talk about Bunyoro, we have in Masindi Chimengo. Talk about Toro, we have one in Chenjo Jochijuiga. Talk about the far Rwenzori. Rwenzori is unique. We have one in Kasese, and then we have another one in Toroko. Ankole has Masaka. Greater Masaka has one, Greater Mbende has one in Mubende. Talk about Mengo, we have one in Kayunga Tex, Mukono, and what have you. So, Busoga, everywhere. So, Teso, all regions of this country, Kwen, for Sebei, Bugisu, all regions of this country have an industry hub, as we talk. That was the promise of the president, and he has delivered on his promise. And we have 19 industry hubs offering 4 components. We have skilling, which people are more conversant with. We skill people in industry hubs. Now we are skilling around 7 trades so far, but we are expanding. We keep on expanding and expanding and expanding. So we've graduated several cohorts, and so far we've had 2 graduations, but of 3 cohorts, and we are continuing. Now we have just taken on some other Ugandans in all industrial hubs. So we skill people in industrial hubs. Industrial hubs are free of charge. Industrial hubs. Before
we go into the free of charge, you've talked about the trades, and so what are the current 7 trades that you're focusing on? The
trades, Priscilla, we have welding, welding and metal fabrication, modern welding we are talking about. Then we have bakery and confectionery. We have carpentry and joinery. Then we have hairdressing and cosmetology. We even teach people not only to do hair, but also the inputs they use. Then we also skill people in tailoring and design, craft arts. Then we also teach building and concrete practices. Then if not forget, I think those are the 7.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And which one is having the highest uptake?
No, we take them equal. We take them equal, and we give equal numbers.
Okay.
So we recruit people. There's a criteria how we recruit people. We use district committees. Each district, if you allow me, I can explain to you how it works.
Please do.
Yes, each district has a district committee composed of 10 people. We have the political, those are the elected leaders, the chairperson LC5 of that particular district. Then there's the chairperson of the ruling party. We have the chairperson for youth in that very district. If it is a municipal, it is a chairperson youth there. There's a chairperson for Women Council also, is a member of that committee. There's chairperson of people with disabilities. We have technical people led by the CAO, that's the Chief Administrative Officer, representing Ministry of Government that hosts these hubs. Then we have the production officer, who also agriculture officer. Then we also have the district commercial officer, because we have some enterprise that are happening within the hubs. Then we also have the security, that is the RDC, and also we have the DISO, who vets. We don't want to see people coming from somewhere else and then they go to Masaka to be skilled there. No. It should benefit people from Masaka, and the intelligence, they help us in sorting out that. So those people are the ones who choose the people. They choose the beneficiaries and send them to the hub. Now, as they send them, we get equal numbers. So even it's a transparent program, people get, they know their numbers, each district knows the quota, the number of people they are supposed to bring. So, and we know the carriage capacity of each course, so they are a bit equal. Currently we are taking 240 per zone. So we divide among the districts that are available, and we skill these people, and at the end of the day, these people get skills and then they are able to change their lives. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, you talked about the presidential initiative having skilling as one of the aspects. What are the other aspects, and how have you been able to implement them in communities?
Before I leave, we also have actually skill in Kampala. We have 9 centers in Kampala, and they are cut across. So also the president is doing a lot of work in Kampala. It started with the girl child, but now it is also both the girl and boy child. But now, away from skilling, we have other components. The reason why the president set up these things, we need to stop importing things. So, and that way, we need to do some bit of production. So we have common user facilities to help young people who are putting up enterprise. If I'm doing carpentry, we have serious machinery. We have state-of-art welding equipment. If you want to, fabricate things, so that we stop this influx of imports that come out, and then you find BOP not balancing. So we also have value addition. So through a value addition, also you're trying to solve the issue of what? Of import substitution and export promotion. So areas that do, for example, Museveni that does maize, we want to see products coming from there and being exported. Uganda has 2 seasons, for God's sake. We are around the equator. We don't have, but you find that we import things from desert countries. For example, citrus and what have you. We import a lot of things in Kenya, and Kenyans don't have a good climate like we do. They don't have fertile soils like we do. Our pineapples are the best in the world. Our passion fruits, they are the best all over the world. Now, so how do we add value to them, to these people who are crying in Kayunga areas, people in Ruwero, people in Ntungamo, whereby they are saying that there's too much, supply of pineapples. So we are adding value at different industrial zones. So each zone has its specific thing. The Mabo in Karamoja, talk about the Mabo in Karamoja, talk about coffee from Masaka, from many, many areas. So we are adding that value so that we promote exports. Then also, under Industrial Hub, we have a 4-acre model. We have untapped potential in this country. Uganda has absolute, if not comparative advantage over other nations in terms of agriculture. Like I've talked about, we have those 2 seasons. So every home at least has some bit of agriculture. So we want to, the president has been rooting that people should join commercial agriculture. And commercial agriculture, sometimes you don't blame the citizenry because they have not seen these things. So the president has gone ahead to do demonstrations. They started with the demonstration farms in Ruwero, Kaumu. He did one in Mayuge. And currently, he has also brought it in industry hubs. So across the country, in all industry hubs, there are demonstration farms that have those agriculture practices, their calculations, how to start up something. So I'm calling upon every Ugandan to come to industry hubs. They learn, they see how to do dairy, how can I do dairy in a beneficial way, using the local materials, simple techniques, and then we kick poverty out of this country. So this is what the industrial hubs are about.
Okay, so you have talked about a population, and right now, given the new statistics with the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, you get to see that that has changed, and that means that you're looking at a population that is 50% young people. So that means that the employment or unemployment gap has actually been officially widened by those statistics. When you talk about the 240 that you're uptaking into the skilling programs, it kind of befits the target that you're trying to deal with, fighting poverty and unemployment. So is there a consideration of allowing more entry, more numbers to come in so that you can be able to have a skilled population that is larger?
I'll borrow the Chinese saying that a journey of 1,000 words starts with a step. You know, our president is a very articulate, calculative leader who doesn't like falling into things, so he's systematic. So we started, we are now 3 years in operations. So now, you can imagine what will happen in 10, 20 years. So Uganda is here, so we are starting, so the need is so big. Actually, yeah. I can tell you, I saw you talk about 700,000, but the story is different. According to National Planning Authority, there's a group, a unique group in Uganda called the NEETs. Those are youth, neither in education, training, or any sort of employment, called the NEETs. They constitute, the last time we checked, we had 4.2 million youth, okay, who are not in either education, training, or something. That's a time bomb for everyone. So we've started, we've led the way of the skilling, and then also value addition and everything. And of course, we have a plan to expand. We are putting up actually common user facilities in 38 centers across the country. So those common user facilities, people will be coming there. You find there the machinery, you do your work, you bake your bread, package, brand it, and then there will be market, and then we can export. Okay. Then also, we are saying that, for example, now we have this labor export that is around. It has its challenges, but why should we export unskilled labor? Are you aware that just a mere barista can earn much more dollars than the maids we export? So, and to be a barista, to be a coffee barista, you just need only 2 weeks or 3 weeks training. UCDA there can certify you. You can come at a training center, you learn how to be a coffee barista, and then you go and earn millions. So nations like Egypt, their backbone is labor export. They earn $90 billion from labor export. So we intend to also tap into that, and so that we're able to skill people, and then we can export skilled labor. Okay.
Yes. As we end this conversation, what is the call to action towards this presidential initiative?
I beg your pardon?
What's the call to action?
We intend to see that all people, like in this country, at least they are able to get these services or get to know about them. And then also the youth who have left the hubs, you can be able to go and start up something on your own. I'll take an example. Recently, you know, all our learners that come at the hub, we have no qualification. If you allowed me to talk about that, there is no qualification that is needed. You can come and join. We teach even in a local language. You can come. We teach you in Rusoga, Acholi, Runyankore. We can teach you in Jap. Sat. You can learn how to bake bread. Not knowing English doesn't stop you from learning a skill. And then when you get this skill, we certify you. We are mandated by the Directorate of Industrial Training, which is DIT. It certifies our learners. The startup qualification is the certificate level 1, which is equivalent senior 4. Meaning, if you came at the hubs and spent, our course takes 6 months, 6 months training, you leave with an equivalent of senior 4, whether you've stepped in school or not. Why? What is the justification? The justification is that someone who has left Budo or Ksubi or Namagunga at senior 4, what skills do they have? When they have finished their senior 4, what skills do they have?
Reading and writing.
Even seniors, even senior 6, even if you have done PCB, you know a lot of theory than the practical. But our learners, they can, after 6 months, they can bake bread. If it is a carpenter, they can make a chair, they can bake beds, they can make...
Let's first take a break and then we'll come back.
All sorts of things, yeah.